welcome or welcome back. Today I thought I would talk about my main planner for this year. It's the Hobonichi Cousin. This is the Kohei Sakaguchi cover from last year. I have other planners that I'm using, but this is my main planner. I use it the most out of all of them. I know I mentioned this in my planner lineup for this year. It's been a little while since I filmed anything, so I'm a little out of shape. So let's get into it. So these are the two main pens I use in this planner. This is the Tombow Fudenosuke in the soft tip. And then this is the EnerGel in 0.3 needle tip. It's a super thin tip. This is not what I've used throughout the whole planner. You'll see I wasn't getting along with the planner in the beginning of the year, but then somewhere in like May-ish, I kind of found a style that I enjoyed, and I've been keeping that up, and it's been working a lot better for me. I keep some stickers and stuff in the front here, and I have this little skull in one of these sticky pockets. I also have a stencil that I barely ever use, but it's handy to keep in here in case I don't have a ruler on me. I have another skull in another sticky pocket. Sorry for the glare. I get these sticky pockets off. These are like these big ones. I get them off of Amazon in bulk to cut up and put in my planners. I don't use this page for anything. I sometimes reference it, but that's about it. And then this page, since this is my like everything planner, it has my future plans, my like daily plans, journaling, and my commonplacing. I use this to index my commonplace stuff. So any day I wrote commonplacing notes, I put the title of it in the date that it's on, so it's easier to find, because otherwise, like if I'm looking for a recipe or I'm looking for some information I wrote down, it would be very hard to find it, especially with how thick my planner's getting. It would be really hard to find, so every time I write something, I try to index it in here. I haven't used this one yet since we're not there. I'll go through the calendar pages really quick. There's not much going on here. I don't write a whole lot. It's just what bills are due, birthdays, paydays, and packages, and like holidays and stuff. There's not a whole lot going on here. I love this cute little sticker. Yeah, there's not like a whole lot of anything going on in here. I try to at least have a month ahead filled out, and like some stuff that I find out I put in here early, like the Batman Lego game DLC that's coming out. The rest of them are empty. Then, since I don't use the calendars that are for next year, so 2027, I use these pages to put other stuff in here. My workplace has a point system, so I write down when I got a point or half a point and when it's going to fall off, so I can keep on top of that and not wind up in a sticky situation. Then I have this collage. Big fan of Fernando Alonso, as you can tell. I'm not going to go through all of the weeklies because they're pretty much the same. In the beginning, I was using a fountain pen in here, but I don't enjoy the way it works and the way it looks. So I kind of experimented in the beginning of the year to see like what I like and what I don't like, and I wound up with this pen instead. But yeah, I'll go right to, and I'm missing a bunch of these pages too. Like some of these are just empty because I didn't need it that week. But this is what this week looks like. This is what most of my weeks look like. They're pretty empty. They just have like the bare minimum information that I need. Usually there's like bills on the top, kind of like this, or holidays or paydays, or like overarching daily things on the top, and then timed stuff like there. It's the Austria race weekend, so I have all the like F1 related information in here. And like a lot of this I fill out after the fact, like all these naps I filled out obviously after I took them. And like my husband does D&D every week, so I block those out so I know that I can't do anything that requires like the apartment to be quiet because he's quite loud. So like, you know, I'm not gonna be on like a call or something at that time. And the rest of them, I don't pre-fill them till probably Saturday, Sunday, so tomorrow maybe. Then we have the end of the year. This is like where the normally like the, I don't know what that page is called. It's like this big empty page. Usually I put another collage in here. Cute little Mothman. And then I do a collage for every month, like the front empty page of every month, partially because it just looks cute, but partially also because I think it makes flipping easier because it makes the page a little heavier. So it's easier to flip through in my opinion. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Also in here, I started out writing in fountain pen, but as you can see, I'll show you, it's like actually bleeding through in a lot of places, and I just don't enjoy that. So I quickly steered away from fountain pen. I literally think I only did 2 days with fountain pen, maybe. No, this looks like gel. So I think I only did 2 days in fountain pen, and then I moved away from it. You'll see I put a lot of pictures in here. Not every picture has anything to do with that day's page. Sometimes it's just pictures I enjoy. Sometimes they're relevant, like the F1 lineup and stuff. I'm not going to talk about every page because they're not that interesting. I love these. I need to bring these back actually because I really enjoy the way this looks. This is like my favorite color combination for some reason. I was doing a lot of sewing and stuff in the beginning of the year. I'm still sewing, but not as much. So I was just like teaching myself stuff and writing things down. Some of these pictures were like pictures people sent me also. This one's from my mom back home during the winter. I do a lot of gaming, so I have gaming related notes, a lot of F1 related notes. I don't enjoy the thick pen. Like, I've seen a lot of other people and their handwriting looks delicious with the thick pen and the dark ink. I can sometimes pull off a decent spread with dark ink, but I prefer like this lighter, skinnier look, which also a lot of these, like this would be a commonplacing spread or partial spread. These are oftentimes written in far after I wrote the page. Like this, I think I did maybe a week or two ago. I'll go back and find pages that have space and put things in. I'll talk about that a little more later. Same deal with these. These are commonplace notes, and then daily journaling on top. Also, I like keeping this column on this side relatively empty. I put to-dos in here, and if I write something, I put notes in here or pictures. Like this is essentially like my margin for the page. So oftentimes you'll see that these sides tend to be empty. That is on purpose that way. Like here, they're just empty because I didn't have any notes that needed to be put in here. It's meant, I like putting things that I want to highlight essentially in here. This is one of my favorite collages. This is the February cover page. This is so pretty. I think it's my second favorite. I think April might be my first favorite. We'll see when we get there. I still sometimes use fountain pen in here to write in titles, but it's still coming through, so unfortunately I don't think I'll be doing that too much. I also put this little comic panel in here because I love Damien's stupid little grin so much, and I find this comic specifically, I find it really funny. This I wrote in later. So this is what I mean when I said that I can sometimes get the thicker pens to look decent. This isn't necessarily thick. I think it's a 0.38 as opposed to the 0.3 I use normally. But it's a darker ink, but I have to be really intentional about it. Since this is commonplacing, I was writing from a source, so it makes no sense for me to like I don't have to write it quickly. Whereas here, usually in the journaling sections, I write quickly and like off the top of my head. So it ends up looking kind of messy and ugly. I hope that makes some sense. Some of these pictures are glossy because I printed them with my Canon Ivy. I don't use this as much because it tends to print my pictures pretty blue, and also they are quite thick compared to the normal paper I use. I use the Kokuyo Business paper. Here's like a half a sheet. It's super thin. It's not as thin as a Tombow River paper, but it's quite thin. And it doesn't bulk up my pages as fast. So here's one of these Post-it flags. I use these to let myself know, hey, here's some space if you need to like commonplace. Not all the empty pages have them. I move them on as I go. So when I fill this out, this flag would go further down into the journal because I'm not under the illusion that I'm going to fill every page 100%. That's just unrealistic. I'll run out of things to commonplace at some point. I'm going to get busy. I'm just not going to have the time. I don't think I'm going to be able to fill every page 100%. But the goal is to not waste too much paper. So that's why I'm letting myself know, here's some scratch paper essentially. And then it doesn't get lost, and I'm like scrambling looking for pages to use. This documentary, it's Cane Toads The Conquest. It's about cane toads in Australia. I 100% recommend y'all watch it. I forgot halfway through that it was even a documentary. It's so funny. It's on HBO Max. I really love this. I loved it so much that I was watching it on repeat for a little while. It's incredible. And I also made these cute pants. Then some days when I don't want to journal, but I want to fill the page up at that time, I'll make a collage on Canva. I make all of these on Canva, by the way. I make one of these on Canva. Like I'll pre-measure on my paper what size box I need. I don't remember what size this is, but I use the same template every time. And then I'll print them and paste them in. Also, sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I've had a pretty bad throat infection for the last 2 weeks, so my throat's a little weird. I hate this page. This page is hideous. Here's one page that I ended up having to use the margin in because I couldn't fit everything in here, and the next page was already taken. So I ended up smushing everything also into the margin. This is pretty much an exception. This doesn't happen very often. Yeah, it happens here or there, but I typically don't write a whole lot in the margin. I have also been working on like a, what would you call it? Like a quilt, like the patchwork for a quilt. I haven't finished this. Obviously, I only have one strip of 5. I need 5 of them if my math is correct. I'm only like 1.5 way through, so it's gonna be a long process. I was really into Cult of the Lamb for a bit. I finished the main game, haven't finished the DLCs. Another one of those collages for the month. Also, I do these collages at the beginning of the month, so oftentimes like they don't have a whole lot to do with what actually happens in the month. It's just whatever I'm feeling at the time. And I guess the theme was red for March. And a lot of these pages also don't have any pictures or like one picture. I don't care if my planner is bulky. Like, I'm not trying to avoid the bulk, but also I'm not gonna go out of my way to make it bulky, if that makes any sense. There's a bunch of pages that have no pictures on them, and I'm not too bothered by that. I was really into Silent Hill at this point. Got new shoes. A lot of these pages have like no pictures on them. This was the time where I think I was trying to 100% a bunch of games, like the Silent Hill and stuff on Steam. Steam has achievements, and I was trying to 100% or like raise my achievement average. So I was busy with that and a whole lot of other stuff going on. So I was just not, this wasn't a priority at the time. I was still filling out a little bit, but I wasn't going out of my way to fill the pages out, if that makes any sense. Like here I got into Gotham Knights. I know people hate this game, but I played it through like 2.5 times. I really enjoy it. Even though the story's not great, the gameplay is fine, but you know, it is what it is. I also love this Batman page because I put the Lego Batman picture in here instead of actual like regular Batman because I found it really funny. And here's my favorite. I think this is my favorite collage of the bunch. I just love the colors, the vibe. I love it. This is like my favorite type of green. More pictures of my cat. His name's Max. He's cute. He's orange. He acts orange. We had a festival here in town, so we went to that. Another one of those half-page fill collages. I also do one, I'm sure that it's coming up soon, I do one that goes on the bottom of the page as well. And like a lot of these probably won't even get, what are they called? It won't get commonplace notes. They might actually end up getting collages pasted on them just to fill out the space, but I haven't gotten to that, so I don't know. I think this spread is half done. I feel like I just quit on this page somehow because there's no way that's all the information there is about the Great Molasses Flood. So I'm gonna have to look at that. I might redo the page. I might like write it out on one of these scrap pieces of paper and paste it in, or because I have no idea what pen I used to write this. So I'll have to figure something out, or I might cover this with something else and write it elsewhere because I have a bunch of empty-ish pages. This was around the time I got re-obsessed with World War II again. It's like a yearly thing. I have like a set of obsessions or like, I don't know, I don't want to call them special interests, but I guess they kind of are special interests that go on a cycle. Like every year it's art at some point. I love doing art. Then it's World War II, then it's nuclear related stuff. Then it's Batman usually, and F1. F1 is like a year-round thing except for when they're on break for winter. This year, F1 sucked, so I haven't been paying too much attention to it, especially since you can't watch the races on the F1 website anymore. You have to watch it on Apple TV or something. I ain't buying another subscription. Not happening. This is the ugliest page, I think. Well, second ugliest. The other one was in the front there. This is an ugly page. I was trying out these new, what are they? The Sharpie Creative Mark markers. I love the colors. I just don't know what I was thinking about this layout. It's hideous. I also finally 100%ed Batman Arkham Knight. I started this game in 2018, but I mean, I played through the whole game that same year, but then a lot of stuff happened. I moved countries somewhere in there, and then it kind of fell to the wayside, and some of those achievements are tough, man. But yeah, finally did it. I also write recipes in here. I have a dedicated recipe book, but I will write untested recipes in here, and then I'll try them, see if I actually even like them, and then write them in my recipe book so I don't clutter that up. This cake is delicious, by the way. That's definitely going to end up going into the recipe book. More commonplace pages. Finished Lego Lord of the Rings. That was a grind and a half. I don't know why they make Lego games so hard to 100%. They're not difficult in the sense that like the gameplay is hard. They're difficult in the sense of there's just so much crap to do. I also find this Joker incredibly creepy, so I decided to put it in my planner because I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I kept seeing it on, I'm gonna say Pinterest, and I just had to put it in here. May was the month that the new Lego Batman game came out, so that's why it's very Batman themed. Has a little Batman at the bottom. More recipes, more commonplaces, some Estonian sayings. This is one of my favorite pages, honestly. I think it's the black and whiteness of it and like the collaginess. I don't know, something about this I really enjoy. Even though I wish I used a different pen, but I don't know. I really enjoy this page. More half-filled pages. This was what I was talking about when I said like half page. So up here I wrote something that I just don't want to remember, so I just covered it. I really like the way this looks. This one I didn't have a whole lot to write, so I ended up writing it in the margin and covering this whole middle, because otherwise it would have looked a little goofy. And this one, I don't know why, I really like this collage as well. I like all the collages, otherwise I wouldn't be printing them out. But, you know, you still have favorites. Another picture of my cat. And here's like where we get into the style I really like now, if that makes any sense. This is where the Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight Lego game came out. Really fun game. Really recommend it. I've been trying to get everybody and their mothers to buy it that I know. And this is like where I really, really enjoyed the way the spread looked. Also, all this like thinner text, that's this EnerGel pen. I really like the way it looks. It's not too cluttered. It's functional. Really like it. And like even this, like there's a lot of pictures happening, but it still somehow like looks clean. I really like that. I mean, I'm not saying these are like excellent journal pages. I mean, it's a journal. It's not meant to be perfect or anything. But I really like the vibe, and like I could experiment and it'll still look decent even if I change out the layout. Like here I put the to-dos up top because I wanted these strips to run down. So yeah, I just really like the way this looks. Or like even here, this one I added later because people were memeing on George Russell really hard and I found it really funny. Got a bunch of stuff, and I'm still like sticking in. These came on my what are they, do I have them inked? No, the Lamy Safaris, the neon ones for this, the special editions for this year. They had these stickers on them, so I stuck them in here. Got a new washi tape and some stickers. We also had a crawfish in our freaking parking lot. Which I've never seen a live one personally before. It was looking at me funny. Some of these pictures are pictures I took, obviously, like the pictures of my cat and stuff like that. I made a really good taco bowl. And I love that. So yeah, more pictures of my cat. I really like also like the pictures can be quite cohesive in color and stuff. I really like how the red looks and the blueness of this one. This is probably my least favorite collage of the bunch. It's not bad, it's just hectic looking. More pictures I took. Cookies my husband made. Painted my nails. Some sticker, these are like sticker flakes. I have a bunch of these little sticker flakes. I think I got on AliExpress probably 10 years ago. That I keep forgetting I have, and I was looking through them and I was like, oh, it kind of matches, so I threw it in here. Some cute, I like these stars a lot. No pictures on this one, reducing bulk. And I'm like not forcing myself to fill out pages. I'm not, like I am chatting shit to myself essentially, but I'm not forcing myself to write a full page every day because I just don't have a lot going on every day. So if I run out of stuff to say, I run out of stuff to say. And then some days I have a whole lot of stuff to write or like stickers to put in and stuff. Also, this one came off, this Butter Me Up thing came off of a silicone like pencil pouch. This one, I love this thing, by the way, very cute. But what I do with these, I have one from like scissors, sewing scissors that I got. I'll peel the top off. I can't do it on this without an X-Acto knife, but I'll peel the top off so it's less bulky before I put them in here. That's a really good thing to do if you want to write on the other side because it'll leave less of a ridge. It'll still leave a ridge. I mean, even the basic like thin Kokuyo paper will leave a ridge, but it'll leave less of a ridge so it won't bulk up one spot as heavily as the full thing would. A lot of them you can just peel, or if they're harder to peel, be careful, but you can take an X-Acto knife to it and like gently pry it off. I was sewing some pouches. I made a pad pouch, and I think this was for my Hobonichi Weeks that sits in my bag because I was worried about bending the paper even though it's been in my bag forever, but you know, I wanted something to sew. More space here. I was thinking of putting like maybe a quote in here or something. Another comic page. This is actually from the next issue from the other one I showed you earlier. Goliath being super cute. More comic book related stuff. I just recently bought, well, I bought a bunch of comic related stuff, but I bought The Batman Who Laughs, and in the back here they have some super cool art from the covers of The Batman Who Laughs, and then that picture is that one. Sorry for the glare, but yeah, I thought this was really cool, so I just went and found the pages. I think you can get the pictures for the covers off of their wiki pages, I want to say. So that's where I think I got mine from. And then this is today. I haven't finished this yet. I have some stuff to write about. We are under a tornado watch currently, and it's been raining so hard that we're also under a flood warning, so that's why I had to break out the lighting, because it's so dark outside even though it's only, what, 5 o'clock. So, yeah. But then in the back, I don't use these back pages for anything. Like, I haven't done anything with any of these pages. There's nothing I need to track every day. And my 100, I don't have 100 of anything to write. I feel like that would, this would just drive me nuts. So I just ignore them and act like they're not even here. And yeah, none of this is filled out. I have another one of those pouches in here. I have some blotting paper and some stickers. And then in the back here, I have a pack of these Swatelier design stickers, a Moomin pencil board, and another one of these blotting papers. I don't use these as much now. I used them a lot more when I was still using the fountain pens, especially this one. I think it's a medium nib. Since it has black ink and it's a medium nib, it would smudge pretty heavily. I think I had to white out a bunch of stuff I wrote. So that's why I try to keep the blotting paper in the back. Blotting paper is still useful even if you're using gel ink. If you want to close your stuff quickly. Oh no, my Batman is falling over. How ungentlemanly. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't really, like, I'm not super precious about any of my planners, so they're all messy, or like a little messy. None of them are like pristine. And I don't really care too much about the aesthetic of it. I don't care what other people would think about them, I guess, is more what I'm trying to say, because I want them to be functional for me. So I would not expect it to stay like pretty looking or whatever. I love when the pages are kind of messed up a little, like there's glue on all of them. They're kind of sticking together here and there. I just love the way this looks. I didn't go into this year thinking that my planner was gonna bring me as much joy as it does this year. I knew I would like this planner. I've had a Hobonichi cousin before, but usually I actually enjoy the weekly pages more, but this year the dailies have really been the star for me. I'm probably gonna do a video about my whole planner system, because this is only part of it. I have a couple other planners that I'm actively using at the same time, but this is like if any other planner is going to get left by the wayside, this is the one I'm trying to keep up to date and, you know, nice and pristine to a degree. Plus I love this cover. I got the Moomin cover as well last year, and I love this cover so much more than the Moomin cover. It's cute, but those tassel things kind of weird me out a little bit. But yeah, I'm probably gonna talk about my other planners in a different video. I have dropped some of those planners. Since then, there's a couple planners I just don't use currently that I had in my previous planner video. I'm also thinking of getting a new ring planner. If anyone's used the Me Plus 6-ring planner, like in personal size or any size, honestly, let me know how it holds up, because I've seen a lot of people using them, but they're almost always like gifted to them. So I don't know if they're actually good or not, but there's a purple one that I really like the look of, and I'm thinking of getting. So if anyone has any information about that, let me know. But I think I've rambled enough. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.